everyone, I'm back again, and today I have actually a very funny story to tell each and every one of you guys, which might embarrass me a little bit, but it'll be worth it for you guys, all right? I'm only doing it for you. But basically, it's very much in connection with the message that I am going to be sharing with you guys today. So brace yourselves. It's going to be an interesting journey, but it's one that's also very relatable to what's going on in the world right now. So with the whole pandemic, and I mean, most of us are probably pretty sick of talking about it, right? It's taken over the world, but this is an interesting angle that I wanted to share with you guys, and of course share my personal journey and experience with today's particular topic that just happened for me yesterday. So this should be quite interesting, but I'd love to hear from you guys. Before we dive into it, just drop me a comment, let me know where in the world you're tuning in from, and as we have this conversation, I'd love to hear from you guys. If you can just share with me if you have any questions or comments or words of wisdom that you want to share on this topic, or if you just want to have a laugh at me, that's absolutely okay for today. All right, I'm going to give you this ticket to just, you can laugh as much as you like at me today, because it's the only way out is to laugh in what happened. All right, so today's message is all about the fact that we're talking mind-body connection, all right? So your mind can convince your body of just about anything, all right? And the question that I have for you is, could you literally be worrying yourself sick? And the reason why I ask you that question today is because I literally worried myself sick yesterday, okay? And like I said, you guys can have a laugh at me today, all right? I'm letting you have a free pass. So what happened for me yesterday was quite interesting. Started my day normal way that I would ever start it, and doing all my things. And then as I sat down at my desk to start everything for the day, I felt extremely exhausted and lethargic, and I had no reason for it in my mind. I felt like, why am I so tired? Like, what's going on for me? What's happening here, right? And I'm getting tired, and I can't even do my work, and I can't focus. And then I'm just like trying to get up, and I'm trying to do stuff, and I'm thinking about, I had this huge list, longer than my usual daily list that goes off the page, right? And on all these whiteboards, I had this huge list, and I'm like, how the hell am I going to get through this today? And I started really not feeling good. My mind started going, could I have the coronavirus? Right? I was literally like, hang on a minute, like, let's check my symptoms. What are the symptoms? And I did the normal thing that we all do, which is to go to Dr. Google. And I'm like, oh yeah, headache. Yeah, I can feel, maybe I got a bit of a headache going on, right? And then I'm like, fatigue I knew that was one of them. And then even sore throat. Or I had a phone call, and I was telling somebody in my life about it. And I'm like, they're like, oh, do you have a sore throat? And I'm like, now that you say it, yeah, I've got a bit of a sore throat coming on. Like, and then that's when I was like, hang on a minute. Like, am I just completely convincing myself that I've got something going on? And you can see me today. I'm back to normal, guys. And right, but basically what I did at that point, I was like, maybe I could be coming down with the coronavirus. And I was backtracking, and I was thinking, oh, it was a bit gross, like touching that, that pump, which was the hand sanitizer pump or whatever. And I'm like, oh, maybe I got coronavirus from that. Maybe I touched my face and I wasn't being thoughtful or whatever when I was at the shops the other day, or this or that. And I made sure I ordered my my groceries online. They just got delivered this morning, so I'm doing that. And anyway, I looked up online when I was checking my symptoms, and my mind was convincing me, and all these symptoms were coming up for me, to the point where I literally spent the rest of the day on the couch, which is unheard of for me, right? I had so much I needed to get done. I'm always on the go. It just so happened to be the one day The only thing I had booked in was a connection with a friend that I was really looking forward to, but I had to cancel that and reschedule that, and that was okay. And I literally watched one of my favorite old movies, The Bodyguard, if you guys like it, on the couch, and that was me done for the day. I also got myself to go and get the free test, the drive-through test to check if you've got corona. So I'll report back to you guys with my negative result. But basically, that's the message I wanted to share with you. I want you to apply it to your life. And I've done a video on the nocebo effect before. So let me give you a little bit of a recap about what that is. So the nocebo effect is something which has been widely studied, and basically it's all about, they tested out patients who were literally worrying themselves sick, right? Due to their focus on the fears of the illness or even death, right? And they literally manifested the illness or even death into reality, right? Because they were so fearful and worried, and they got hyper focused on all the symptoms. And the mind-body connection is a powerful one that actually generated the same symptoms in their body. And like I said, it's been widely documented that even death has occurred based from this nocebo effect, the mind convincing the body of what's going on, right? Out of fear. And so on a serious note with this, it's really important to know how powerful that mind-body connection is, because what is it that you tell yourself, right, on a regular basis? And I'm going to give you some good news outside of the nocebo effect and how you can use the power of your mind-body connection to actually create great results that you actually want in your life. But I just want us to be conscious, firstly, of this nocebo effect. And like I said, allowed to laugh at me today with me literally falling in a flop on the couch yesterday, and even getting to the point where I thought I was manifesting all the symptoms of the coronavirus, and and now I wake up and I'm feeling great and I'm back to normal. So I'm sure that's not the coronavirus at play. And I even was questioning myself every step of the way yesterday with thinking, hang on a minute, like, am I just literally thinking about this thing, or somebody's just told me, oh, sore throat's part of it. Do you have a sore throat? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting a sore throat right now. I was manifesting it for sure, right? And I was watching the strange power of my mind to have this physical effect on my body, right? It was crazy. And it's not the first time I've been there. It happened to me a lot when I was on the wrong path in my life and studying law, and right before an exam, somehow I just couldn't get myself off the ground. I was so physically, in pain and like in the fetal position, and felt like I was the sickest I've ever been in my life, right? So there is something to it, right? And maybe if I was to look deeper as to what happened for me yesterday, maybe I could actually look at and be reminded of how I never create time for myself to just relax and hang out on the couch and watch a movie. Unless maybe it's the end of the day, but I'm usually doing something while I'm doing something that's supposedly relaxing, right? I'm usually doing something in my business as I relax on the couch or something. And so that's a big part of it as well. It can be very draining to your existence when you don't schedule time in for yourself to just relax. And I even just had a beautiful call with a beautiful human being. And this was part of it. Like, they don't know how to relax, because when they relax, they get depressed, right? And so there's a lot going on behind the scenes, but the real purpose of what I wanted to share with you guys today is to notice the power of your mind's capability to influence your body, right? And to utilize that for good, and utilize the power of that by shifting your focus. Because if you can understand and reflect and know the power of, if you focus on what you don't want, you experience it, right? This is just a way of looking at physical symptoms, and then we manifest them in our bodies and we actually feel those physical symptoms. And like I said, it's been widely documented, the nocebo effect. You can Google it, you can look it up. I'll drop you a link to the video that I've done specifically on this. But basically, you need to know that for yourself firstly, and then you want to not just go, that's a terrible thing that we have as human beings, actually go, that's so brilliant and powerful. How could I leverage that for good in my life? And basically what you want to do is know that the power of focus, right, and physiology. So what you want to do is you want to focus on what you actually want. And if you find yourself succumbing to the nocebo effect and you're hyper-focused on an illness or the coronavirus like me, or, something going on that's creating a negative impact in your body or in your life and in your results, you want to notice that pattern. And then I want to give you 3 simple questions that you can apply that will transform the negative impact of the mind-body connection into a positive one. And so those 3 questions are, to start with this. What's the worst possible outcome here, right? And you already are in it probably if you're manifesting results. What's the worst possible scenario? So me yesterday could be, I've got coronavirus and I'm going to die, right? That will probably be the worst possible scenario that could come up. And then once you've got that, you've identified the biggest fear there, right? The second question is, what is the best possible outcome right now? And that would probably be what it truthfully was, which is I'm operating with probably a little bit of the nocebo effect here right now. I'm creating my own symptoms with my powerful mind, and actually I just need some time off. And I don't have the coronavirus at all. I really just need to relax and enjoy my movie, The Bodyguard. Doesn't get too much better than Kevin Costner in that movie, I reckon. And Whitney Houston, amazing, right? So I could have just relaxed. That could have been the best possible scenario. Got it all wrong. Just need to relax. And then the most likely scenario is the next question what we want to ask. What's the most likely outcome here, right? What's the most likely outcome for this? What's the scenario? And basically, that what you want to do, why you want to ask yourself those questions is because it's all about bringing your perception back into the present moment reality, right? You're not getting hyperfixated and anxious and worried about the future and what this actually is in your life. And I'm using the example of your mind-body connection, but this can be in any area of your life where you're having some sort of suffering or fear attached to it, moving forward in your business or around your relationship or your health or your finances, whatever area of life. But ask yourself, what's the worst possible outcome? Then what's the best? Get the either ends of the spectrum, and then balance yourself out with what's the most likely, all right? And then why you want to do that is because basically it will put you in a position where you're not in the fetal position where you can't do anything about it. You're not off in fairyland where you're just like not noticing what you need to notice in that scenario and just being totally idealistic. You're actually in the reality of the moment, and that's the only place you can truly move from, right? So that's the ticket to freedom when you get caught in the negative effects of your mind-body connection or any sort of suffering that you're creating in your life through the mind and what you're thinking about and hyper-focused on the negative, and actually bring yourself into the reality, all right? So I hope you had a laugh at me. I hope you didn't take that too seriously, and because I'm definitely laughing at myself today. In fact, I just had a laugh with somebody who shares my videos right now just before I got on this live for you guys today, and they asked me, how are you? Are you okay? Right? And I was like, I'm perfectly fine. I'm ready to roll, and I'm going to laugh at myself for yesterday. So, it's a good thing when we can identify and take responsibility for how powerful our minds are and how they work both positively and negatively in the direction you want or in the direction you don't want, and to utilize that power consciously, because whether you're conscious of it or not, your mind is directing every single experience that you're having in your life. And so if you want to use it for good, use it consciously with intention, right? And that starts with awareness around your own thoughts, how it's directing you and how it's affecting you, and then what you actually want, and then moving in that direction. All right, so let me check in with you guys. Drop me some comments. Let me know where in the world you're tuning in from. Have a laugh, and hope that me sharing this with you guys just alerts you to where you might be doing the same thing in your life, and don't worry yourself sick. All right, so I have got Dale in the house. Thank you for those kind words. And Tayeb's here, and Wendy's back from the Mali region. I hope you're doing amazingly well, beautiful soul. Always good to see you. And Pete, know Jesus and overcome all. I love it. Love your perspective there. And Vanessa's here as well. Yes, I'm feeling exhausted and unmotivated today too. Perhaps it's a Melbourne thing. Definitely, right? It's cold, it's wet, it's not nice. It's definitely a snuggle up on the couch day and watch a really great movie. All right, and do it with joy, and do it with excitement that you get to do that, not put yourself on the couch through this unconscious ability to direct your body into thinking you've got some sort of illness, so that you're forced into the position of relaxation and you don't feel good while you're doing it, right? Don't repeat me. And I'm definitely thinking Melbourne could have something to do with it, Vanessa. I love it. And AJ's here. Hello to you. I'm really grateful to hear that I brighten up your day, and that's just brightened up mine. So thanks so much for showing up, AJ. Always great to see you. And Judy's here, and Glenn, I'm glad you're okay. Thank you for the love, my friend. I'm definitely okay. Body and mind all back into alignment today. And Bill's here as well, and Aaron and Vanessa. The mind-body connection is so very powerful, crazily powerful. You know, you can convince yourself of anything, right? Just be conscious of what you're convincing yourself of, and make sure it's directing you in a direction you actually want. So true. And Jerry, hello to you, my friend. And Wendy, 100% you can manifest illnesses. Spirituality is my always go-to saying every day. Sickness cannot enter my body, because where your energy flows, your energy goes. Absolutely. I know a lot may not believe this. I meditate into that into my life daily. I love that, Wendy. You know what? Who cares what anybody else thinks? If it works for you, roll with it, right? I'm a big believer in that. Whatever works for you as an individual, who cares what other people think or don't think of it, right? So that's awesome that you found something that actually supports you and allows you to not fall victim to the nocebo effect like I did yesterday. Oh my gosh. And Carlos is here as well. And hello to you, Bill. Excellent. Worst outcome theory. I love it. Good that you know it. And I'm grateful that you're having a laugh at this. That's so good. And Victoria, you beautiful thing. Good to have you here as usual. So that really is my message for you guys today. I hope that you can learn and have a laugh while you do it, and just be cautious and know that your mind can convince your body of just about anything. Don't fall victim to the nocebo effect, and ultimately utilize that magnificent power that every single one of us as human beings has, is that mind-body connection, right? That ability to direct our body through the mind, right? And it's all connected, right? It can go the other way. As you guys know, and I know, Victoria, I was just talking to you this morning about, you've just come back from a Tony Robbins event, and Tony talks about changing our physiology, right? So it works the other way around as well. When we change our physiology, we change how we're feeling, we change how we're thinking and seeing the world. So it's all interconnected, right? So just be conscious of that power and utilize it with intention so that you can direct the course of your life and your daily present experiences in a way that you're actually wanting to experience, okay? And Ryan, hello to you, my friend. Great to have you here. And I don't know how to say your name, but I always love seeing you. And Lisa's here as well, and much love to you, Victoria. So all you guys who are just joining me now, I hope you catch a recording. Hope you get a ton of value from today's message. Don't get caught up in the nocebo effect. Definitely know when your mind is convincing your body of things that you don't want to create in your existence, and just be conscious of that and just switch it around and really focus on those questions that I shared with you guys today, because those 3 powerful questions have the power to transform your fear-driven mindset and bring it back into the present moment, the only place where you can take meaningful action and transform in the ways that you want to, right? So, and I want to say hi to Tara for joining us today. And Lisa, you're just hopping on to say hello. So good to see you. Hope you catch a recording. So that's it from me today, guys. As always, you know what my message to you is every single day. Go out there, wherever you can go, even if you're in lockdown, even if you're just showing up in another room of your house. Make sure that you're living authentically. What does that mean to you? To just be all of who you are, not holding back, not dulling yourself down, not filtering yourself, just being true to who you are, what's in your heart. Be authentic, live authentically. Also, love deeply. Don't get stuck on the surface where most people are. You know, go for quality, right? Quality of depth of connection. You know, that's what we're all actually here for. But we get so caught up with these other ways of being and things to achieve and create in our lives. At the end of the day, if you're a human being, you want to go the depths of love. You want to love fully. You want to be loved fully. So don't waste it, and don't put it out there in the future. Just decide that you're going to love deeply with everybody that you care for, that everybody that you connect with. Love yourself deeply first, right? And then lastly, last message for you is to contribute meaningfully. How do you do that? You get in connection with what authentically inspires you. Whatever you'd be most passionate about to dedicate your life to learn, to become on a level of excellence in. And contribute that. That's where your meaning and fulfillment lays, right? Finding what authentically inspires you, dedicating your life to it, and sharing that. That's where your meaning is, all right? It's not directed or found by anybody in your external world. It's found within, all right? So that's the 3 things that I always want to share with you and remind you of every single day when I do these messages for you, except for yesterday when I had a day off because I got caught up in the nocebo effect and I couldn't show up for you guys. See what happens? You can't live authentically when you don't know what's going on here. You can't love deeply when you're just wiped out, and you definitely can't contribute meaningfully because it's all about you and your illness and your sickness when you get caught up in that, right? We don't want that. And George, long time, y'all. Much love from El Paso, Texas. So good to see you, George. Oh, so good. I hope this message will serve you when you catch a recording, hopefully. And hello to Paul as well. So much love for each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today on Top of the World. Wasn't yesterday. Hope you had a laugh. And I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for your contributions as well. You're always so appreciated, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Much love. Oh, and please do share this if it's been of value, or if there's anybody in your life who's getting caught up in worrying themselves sick. All right, we don't want that. All right, see you guys tomorrow.